sharing from you in a story format. So all of us are going to co-create a story. The theme of the story should be anything related to digital, right? So what we are going to do is, I'm going to announce any name at random. This particular person will have to unmute themselves and then share one line of the story. So for the first person, it will be very easy. You can start with randomly anything. The next person will have to carry forward that story, and the story has to be linked with that first line. So like this, we are going to build up, and it has to be around the theme of digital technology, digital. That's how we are going to go. So I hope this is perfectly okay with all of us. And assuming that all of you agree with this, let me start this storytelling session from all of you. And in this series, the first person I would like to invite is Dr. Madhulika. Dr. Madhulika, please unmute your mic and tell us the first line of the story which evolves around digital. Just one line, first line of the story. Okay, I guess she's not yet ready. So may I request Alpesh? Alpesh, would you recite that first line of the story for us? Just unmute yourself. Do I have to give rights from here to unmute people? Are they able to unmute themselves, or may I help? Alpesh, I'm requesting you to unmute. Possibly you will be able to do that. No, I think system will not allow us to do that. Okay. If the system allows, we'll come back to this little later. But right now, it is my proud privilege to make the beginning of this session. First of all, few words related to Bombay Management Association. BMA is a 67 years old. Yes, you are right. You heard it right. 67-year-old organization established in 1954. The organization is dedicated to the cause of management, and we have been doing a lot of things which is directly, indirectly connected to management. We are part of IMA, which is a very reputed and well-known organization. And we have been so lucky to have presidents coming from different walk of life, from different levels of hierarchy in corporate, and they have contributed a lot. So we have people like Dr. P.N. Singh, we have people like Shailesh Hari Bhakti, Dr. P.V. Ramanna, Dr. Murtaja Khurakiwala, and many others. So we are really, really blessed. And with the contribution of all such people and many others, we have been able to invite eminent speakers. You name any level of people, and many of them have been here as a guest speaker. And today, we are so lucky to have Mr. Sutirtha Pal from TCS to speak to us on the very interesting topic related to digital. So brief formal introduction of Mr. Pal. Mr. Pal is a business leader heading solutions team for manufacturing and life sciences vertical for TCS India business. In his role, he is advising TCS customers in India to take the path of growth and transformation by embracing digital solutions. And that's our area of interest to know more and more about. Mr. Pal is having more than 25 years of industry experience, and in the IT consulting and manufacturing industry. He graduated in mechanical engineering from Indian Institute of Engineering, Science and Technology, and did his management studies from NM Institute of Management Studies. Mr. Pal is also a fellow of Institute of Engineers. He's based out of Calcutta, but as little while ago we were talking informally, he has spent earlier year of his career in Mumbai with L&T, and I can say that ईस्ट एंड वेस्ट दोनों का बहुत अच्छा मिलन है with Mr. Sutirtha Pal with all of us here. Topic today is quite interesting. Manufacturing industry is embracing digital technology like never before, and I mean I'm sure that everyone would have to agree. Today, whether we talk about banking, we talk about logistics, courier industry, we talk about shopping, any field of life, education, Everywhere it is digital, digital, and digital. And today, not only the educated people, even very ordinary people are using today Paytm or mode of wallets and banking and everything. So almost everything has converted to digital. In this era, it is very, very interesting to know that what is happening in the manufacturing industry and what is happening otherwise in the country and in the world on this particular topic. And we are so lucky to have you, Sutirtha, because you have got hands-on experience. So out of your experience, we would like to learn a lot. And ladies and gentlemen, Sutirtha has explained that he will be keeping his talk little brief so that we can have a lot of questions and answer uh, as and when you like. After every slide also, he is willing to answer your questions, or maybe towards the end of the session, he is willing to answer your questions. So please keep your questions ready. Jot down at your end, or maybe write in the chat box, but be ready with the questions so that we can request him to answer those questions and learn more and more. So my request is that he is there. We are lucky to have him. Let's explore. Let's get the maximum advantage of his presence, and that's possible with your question. So with all these words, Sutirtha, I would like you to take charge and lead the session ahead from here. Over.
Hey, thank you, Arun. Thank you. Thanks a lot for such a kind introduction, and thanks BMA for setting up such initiative. Okay, series of so many lectures and all, and thanks for inviting me. It's not such teaching or training type of session. I will prefer to that you consider that as a just knowledge sharing. So I will also learn from all of you. So as I was talking about, through your questions, probably I will learn more. Some of the question definitely I will not be able to answer. Those will be the area of my learning further. So let's have that way. So I need to share the screen. Let's see.
I hope you have already the rights. So please try. If there is any difficulty, we will
Right,
support.
right.
Yeah, it's coming up.
It's coming, right?
Yes.
So is my slide visible?
Slide is visible. If you would like to
Okay,
make it full screen, you can do that.
okay. So
Yeah.
excellent. So
It
it's now visible,
yes,
right?
yes, yes,
So
yes.
as Arun explained, so that today we'll talk about this manufacturing industry embracing emerging technologies like never before. Okay. So we know the technology disruption and so-called digital technology disruption. It is happening all across. Okay. And earlier, like for any change, any new things coming, every one of us, everyone industry was apprehensive. And now at least probably there is a lockdown and all those things also gave a little nudge. And really we are embracing it. We are using that to our benefit. And I have seen many companies in India also embracing in their different way. So in today's session, we'll try to go through that. What are these different type of this technology at our disposal? What are the type of different solutions are there? And I will try to also share some of the case studies, the people, companies who are using that from India or outside. Again, it will not be all encompassing. It is not possible. Everyday basis, new things coming. So as Arun was mentioning, I'll try to keep it minimal, giving the crux of it, and we will discuss further. So we'll start with this a simple slide. So, and I'm sure you know better than me because you are facing on a day basis. So, which of the trends which is affecting or we are seeing in this uh, our industry, manufacturing industry? Now, whether this is happening because we have the digital technologies or know how to enable those things, or those pain points or those things already there, and we are able to enable through those digital things, that is a question to ponder. But what we see, these are the there are uh, all across the value chain we are seeing certain trends. Again, here I have put in buckets, but truly speaking, with this digital disruption, nothing is in bucket now. Everything is connected. So though for the simplicity, I have put certain things in the supply chain, sales and marketing and all, but most of these trends and cut across the value chain. So let's, I pick two, three per area. Say supply chain. Now end-to-end visibility of the supply chain in a demand side as well as supply side as well as demand side. It was for many years, it was the ask. We wanted to know. We used to only depend on a call or something that or a message. Now it's really visible. Now it's possible actually to enable that type of things. Okay, the time I'm talking about supply side. It's not only when it left the supplier's door, even in the manufacturing shop at what step it is. Same way when I'm supplying to the demand side, when I'm supplying to my retailers or direct customers, I can really track it now till the time it reaches it. Then responsive fulfillment, we have heard maybe this demand driven fulfillment. It is a keyword for quite some time. Many of the organization did it in different ways with algorithms. Now there are tools and things really it can be possible for most of the organization to embrace. Network optimization, another is the big area we are seeing. So truly speaking, like in India, where a warehouse to be put by a company, earlier days used to be a cost accountant had a more say than a supply chain partner, because every state was having a different structure and all. So GST has really made that one India type of thing, one market. So supply chain, we see really supply chain consultants are really working now redrawing that whole network things, where to put the warehouse, how to my whole market to be demarcated and all. If we move to the sales and marketing side, the direct to customer, direct to consumer, it's a huge thing. Always we wanted to, but manufacturing company, we used to be very bad to it. The moment it goes out of my door, factory door, we hardly had information about that product, that how that customer or consumer was using it. So our reach was still that primary sales, or it goes out of that factory. Now actually there are tools, technologies available that we can really reach out to directly to consumer, and we can make that brand promise directly, though that consumer may be a tertiary buyer. So my product probably I'm selling to not even a secondary, probably retailer to retailer, then it still that type of connect there. I will try to share some case studies in that area. And obviously for that, companies are embracing e-commerce, setting up a direct channel with customers. So it could be in B2B area, it could be in a direct B2C area also. And when they embrace this direct to consumer or the e-commerce type of things, digital marketing comes as an obvious choice. There are markets in the world where TVC spend, TV commercial spend has actually gone down. Digital marketing spend is more than that, more than that. India has not yet reached that point, but industries are spending a huge amount on digital marketing now. Customer experience side, again, I give that same example that earlier we are not knowing the end customer much. Think about a white goods manufacturer or even a car manufacturer. They are not knowing me, what I'm doing with that car. So that knowledge was there with the retailer or dealer, or at the most, if something goes really bad during warranty phase, customer, companies used to know it. So that type of knowledge is there. With that knowledge, customer companies can offer that better customer experience. Okay, complete visibility of the order can be given now. Okay, like a company, think about a steel manufacturing company. Okay, now a B2B scenario, probably a auto manufacturer placed an order to the steel manufacturer. That fellow probably earlier used to give the only the visibility of that, okay, it is come out of the yard or it is in the process, it will go. Now that visibility can be given from the ingot stage. Okay, it is in the furnace, it is in the ingot. Whole ERP is can be made now exposed, and a lot of sensorization is also happening now. Because that sensorization, I will come to that point later, after sale service is another big focus. Earlier, most of these AMCs and after sales used to be left to the retailers or the dealers. They used to get those things done. Probably manufacturer used to train those people and all. So whole brand image or brand promise used to be dependent on how the dealer or retailer used to perform. There was hardly feedback mechanism also. Now this new technology is actually enabling for you and me or the that manufacturing industry's consumer and customer directly buy that services, or maybe a company, manufacturing company, directly sell a product which is already such a way it is built, such a way it built that remote services is possible. We'll again come to that point. But this is a huge focus. Companies are focusing more and more revenue from the service side now. AMC services are a big focus. And servitization, I'm sure many of you heard it. So companies are repositioning themselves. Okay, good old days we heard from Kotler, right? That lipstick is a product in the factory, but we sell hope at the store. So those were an only at psychological or philosophical level, but now it's happening actually. Now a cooling company or a cooler company who used to sell chillers, instead of selling chiller, they are selling a chilling as a service, cooling as a service. Air conditioning company, instead of selling a havoc or a air conditioner, they are selling actually taking the responsibility and reliability of cooling. A few case studies again I will share that. So servitization is a big area now. Okay, because at the end every product offers that service. So companies, as they have got the tools and technologies to reach to the end customer, consumers, they can understand what services in what way they want. They understand better what's their pain point, and accordingly they can package their products that way. We'll talk about smart products in this area, in that area. Now again, you go to the manufacturing smart factory you heard of. Okay, now again, uh, sensorization, that machines and all used to come with many sensors earlier also. Now those sensors used to give some red, amber and yellow or green things, and we used to go and do some thing. Now this, all the sensors data coming, there are technology available, we can ingest that data, take that data, make sense out of that data. And there are further things that machine can talk to another machine. Basically, the data from one machine can be passed on to another machine to take an action. And then obviously through that, connect machine can be in connected way. So connected machines could be there. So smart factory again is many definitions are there. Okay, there are, I'm sure you have heard the stories of already many of these cheap manufacturers already learning the they call it dark factory. Okay, they don't need any manual or people intervention. End to end things are getting and produced and getting packed and coming out. Is Japanese robot manufacturer, okay, almost 15-20 years back, they have also created a dark factory, end to end integrated machines, and the raw material comes in and the packed robot comes out. Philips also set a such a dark factory for creating their certain electronic razors or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but this will going to come. Most of the cases at this point is a technologically demonstrable projects, but as sensors and all those things prices are coming down every day in coming days, those things will happen for a precision manufacturing and all. Then connected product, it again because it's linked again to the customer experience and all those type of things. Smart products we are building. Okay, the chiller example I gave it. Chillers are coming with sensors. These GE aircrafts, GE's all engines, Rolls Royce engines, all having multiple hundreds of sensors, and it is giving so much information to the company to serve the customer better. So At our home, probably many of us are already using the smart product like smart watch, smart bulb, small refrigerator. And if you think about B2B scenario, usage are huge, and cost saving, customer experience, ecosystem play is a huge area. Then connected workforce, we really experienced that again during that lockdown. Lot of restrictions was there. We had to monitor the health of the workers, associates. We had to maintain certain distance between people to people. So this type of technologies, all those things are available now. We are using more and more to make sure for the health and safety from safety perspective. Okay, whether because that also getting linked to the sustainability of the organizations and all with respect to our workers' health, safety, and different other work allocation and all those type of things. Now, bottom two are, again, fundamental type of things, enterprise function. So when I talk about, it is end-to-end type of things, okay, across all value chain. So what I see very predominantly that companies are approaching a machine first approach. Okay, the things, the tedious thing which can be done by machines, let it be done by machines because their error rate is substantially less. There are things called, you might have heard of, robotic process automation. So our manufacturing industry was the first people who embraced robots in 1960s, 1970s. Those are mechanical robots. Now those things have, obviously I will touch upon again, those robots anyway now has become autonomous, then even a cognitive robots. Here we are talking about robots which are softwares which can do really a very manual tedious job for the office people. Think about a GST reconciliation of what a, everyone give a shy of things that those invoices reconciliation, suppliers invoices, my invoices, reconciling them and finding out there might be some frauds and all those things. It's a headache. Now there are tools or technology to do this reconciliation. Okay, don't get into, and we have that type of reliability that they will do a better job than us. Same way, when you order hundreds and thousands of purchase orders, invoices are coming. Those at the gate, those need to be inspected, GRN to be created. Whole process can be given to such robotic bots, and they can create it. So basically, more and more technology is will be allowing us to do more value-added actions where we add value for the customer, and all other non-value-added activities which need to be done for regulation, process compliance, and all can be definitely given to these robots to work. And obviously it is having a big use for the infrastructure side. Okay, there's you have seen in your IT shop, data centers, or some those IT uh, hardware engineers or software engineers, they're looking to a dashboard and seeing different graphs and all CPU usage or the disk space and all those type of things, and they will tweak something or not a lot. So all those things could be given to a automated bot to track, because those are the non-value added activity. Okay, probably we'll use a more IT folks more to think about how to stop the next cyber attack. Think about a greater algorithms. Then embracing open API. So many of the places probably we have not understand also that we are already embracing. Now through the ERP, many in the industry, you are doing the bank reconciliation. Earlier, it could not be think about, it could not be thought. Okay, all statement used to come manually, it used to be checked and all. Now these banks have opened their systems, giving through APIs and all, and companies are actually consuming that. And this is the one example I gave. There are several other examples we are doing. And then sustainability is a big focus. It is not only now a tagline, it has become a focus. Many of the industry, it has become a regulation. And even if it is not regulation, it has it is directly linked to our purpose of existence. So be it a circular economy, be you tracking a particular product you are selling, because earlier, as I told, we used to track only till the time it is there at our gate. Gate se bahar ho gaya, invoice ban gaya, gone. Now it's not so. It is going, and how it can, what is the life cycle of that product. And really these technologies are enabling us to track that. And that is not only for the and not only circular industry, circular commerce or circular things, sustainable supply chain, then reducing the carbon footprint, energy management. Energy management is a huge area where technology is allowing us. And then bottommost one is the foundation pillars. Now sensorization I talked about, there are n number of n types of sensors now available, and it is prices are gone down like anything. So to all these machines and different activities, we can put different type of sensors to get that data. And it produces huge data. So that's why the technology is there now to capture that, because as an industry we know very well our ERP, which is a structured system. So we know our OLTP is a structured way to get the data, and then reports and all those things. All these data are non-structured. It is a stream data, timestamp data, maybe just temperature and pressure over a period of time, or so many other data. So that data is coming, and over a period, that data, we can make sense of that data, that at what optimum scenario my equipment gives the optimum uh, efficiency, or which are the things which I can preempt that my machine is going to break down in coming days. So predictive maintenance is happening. So sensorization is one of the foundation pillar in our, I say, in this emerging technology embracement. And along with that come with the application and infrastructure modernization. You all have heard of cloud type of thing. So the sensor data and all, where to keep it. Now there are ways to keep those huge data, and obviously modernize the applications and things what else. So this is another journey, underlying or foundation journey companies are doing. And then a big focus in cybersecurity. So earlier cybersecurity means we used to think about our password hack for the email or some few portal. Now it's not so. Each of those sensors or smart products are actually connected to internet type of protocol. So I have to secure those. So cyber security is a very big thing. Earlier, IT, that is information technology, and OT, operational technology, which is there in my shop floor, there's a complete difference, complete segregation. Okay, now that it is getting blurred. And when I'm talking about cyber security for that IT, that anyway we are pretty known about, we know that OT security has become a big thing, because my office software may, may go down for few hours and all. My shop cannot be hold ransom for someone. So it's a huge focus. So these are the few trends. There are many. I try to bucket them, but again, I'm told, as I told you, that these are, it is connected, all connected. Now, if you see this, all these trends together actually nudging the industry to embrace the digital technology, and eventually taking up the journey to become a connected digital enterprise, connected within and connected outside. Okay, outside with the ecosystem. So with this, I'll move to the next slide. Probably I'll stop after the next slide because these two slides are little linked. So again, it is a pretty heavy slide. Let's go a little slow. So here there are three buckets. So one left-hand side is the tech enablers. So in this whole journey of embracing emerging technologies, what are these tech enablers? There are many. I will go through. Then this value network. I picked few nodes of that value network, which actually, giving delivering the value to the companies. Again, most of the things again interconnected. And value levers, with all those things, what actually company is doing, the type of initiative they're taking. So first focus on the enablers. Now there are quite a few types of enablers I try to again bucket. Now, first bucket is platforms. Now, platforms, when I mean, is actually it's not an application, it's not a solution, but it enables you to do many things using that on that. Few examples I've given, like cloud. Cloud I talked about. Now, cloud is omnious. Okay, like when the 6 7 years back, when this digital word came, and we heard about SMAC. SMAC is means digital. What is SMAC? That social mobility, uh, analytics, and cloud. Now, cloud has become so important because you have understood that we are putting sensors everywhere. Okay, we are putting sensors everywhere. It is generating so much data. We are using that social network. Again, so much information is getting generated. Okay, now this particular whole presentation, I think, is getting live somewhere. I got a message. Think about the type of information it is getting spread. Now, if you think about that, we keep those things in our old computer, old data center, and all. It's a different proposition. So, cloud gives you that scale. And when I talk about cloud, there are three things. They talk about SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. SaaS, I think mostly we know it. It is software as service. Like even now, Google Forms, Google Docs, or even your Google Mail. Those are SaaS, software as service we are using. We are every day using. In a business scenario, Salesforce, many of you may be using for a sales and marketing thing. Like Microsoft has come out with a online version of Microsoft Office, that 365 Office 365. So it's a software as service. We do not have an installed application in my laptop or desktop. So company somewhere, I don't care where it is, they have installed that, and we all are using that. Okay, and we pay it as we use it. It's a cable connection type of thing. We don't like it, we switch it off. Earlier it was not so. Earlier it used to be perpetual. I need to buy it. Used to be capital expense. I used to buy it and I have to use it for a certain period of life. Okay, now actually you can we can really think of using certain things. Don't like, just drop it. Second category is PaaS, platform as service. So you have heard of AWS, Amazon Web Services, Azure, Microsoft Azure Cloud Services, Google Cloud, IBM is offering Bluemix, and many other. So these people, they have their own bits of platforms inside of for all the layer. You can use your user experience. Any system, generally we call it three layers, right? First, user experience layer, through which you see go into an application. That's a user layer. So they have their own tools and technologies. With that, we can build that. Then middle layer is the business layer, where all these workflows and all these models of analytics, we can keep it, build it. So that, middle layer also, they have tools and technologies for that. And the data layer, they have different types of database offering, where you can keep maybe structured data, SQL type of things, through which you can think, or it can be unstructured data, big data type of things. So whole all of these applications could be built. Many of the things could be built using those services. And again, we subscribe those services. The SaaS also as a services, and we can build our application with that. And third one is infrastructure as services. Now all these cloud vendors, cloud OEMs, are also the reseller of the tools we are using in our data center now. They, if you go to them, they also will sell you Oracle licenses or Microsoft licenses or IBM licenses. So we can think of actually as is. We can think of as is taking my data center to their cloud, and they will be hosting there. And obviously we'll be using it as we use it. We don't need a particular licenses, though we bought some thousand licenses, thousand your licenses for a database, but actually on a daily basis we can see there's only 600 people using it. We pay only for 600. So I've simplified this. In reality, may not be that simple, but in when I talk about cloud, these are the three areas. Now, IoT, Internet of Things, we have heard many times. So the sensorization I talked about, smart product I talked about. Now all these things is like connected to internet, can be connected to the internet like this laptop or desktops we connect to internet. They all can be put in a DNS network, and that's why that cybersecurity is so important, because all those things could be hacked also if not secured properly. Now that specialized platform has come out to get those data from IoTs and make sense, play with those data. All these cloud OEMs, be it AWS or Microsoft Azure or Google or IBM, they do offer all these platforms on cloud, this IoT platform on cloud. At the same time, you have heard of PTC or the G Predicts. They do offer in cloud or sometimes in premise also, because many of the company, though I don't suggest much, they do prefer also to keep that data still inside their data center. So there are platforms available where we can take the sensor data, and there are platforms where we can make those different analytical models to make sense of that data, and there will be user layer obviously to show different graphs and outcome, basically outcome of this modeling. So IoT platform. Now collaboration platform, this Zoom we are talking, we are sitting at different places and interacting, that itself is a big example of it. And like in TCS, 6 lakhs of associates. Okay, last 2 years we have actually come closer as an organization. From morning to evening, we are connected to a particular collaboration platform. We are doing all business through this, and every type of value chain activity is happening. It whether it's a product, brainstorming of a product development, sharing the ideas, meetings, so many things. Then this blockchain. So blockchain again, it was popularized by Bitcoin. You heard it, but again, uh, it is a much abused thing. Not many understanding wise an issue. So it's essentially is a digital ledger of transaction, okay, that is duplicated and distributed across the network. So when I talk about digital ledger, we go in the banking transaction. We know credit, debit happens and all. Think about a particular transaction you done, uh, you know, and that can be summarized in a hash function. There is something called hash function. They club it together and keep it. When the some certain subsequent transaction happens, that transaction as well as previous transaction again clubbed together, again made a hash function. That way anything which is needed a traceability. Okay, traceability again in manufacturing side, we can think about traceability of all these ISO 9001 traceability from raw material to product. Okay, we can think of, okay, though at this point it is a very costly proposition, hardly few industries, is a precision industries or a very like life science industry in a life threatening drugs, life saving drugs, high value life saving drugs, people are using that. But it is possible to actually put those type of tracing, that okay, this particular batch came after that, this happened and this happened, all this thing, this just like transaction only could be put together and put that uh, in that blockchain. Okay, similar thing is happening agreement. You are having a sales agreement with someone, that will selling someone else, and all those type of things, primary sales retailer and all these things could be put to the blockchain. So at this, for simplicity's sake, let's think about that it's just a system of recording information in such a way that makes it almost impossible to change and cheat. Okay, so lot of data, lot of things are happening. So these are the platforms you heard of. That Bitcoin itself is a platform could be used. You have heard of Ethereum and many other things for which industry is using those platforms. It's not only used only for those cryptocurrency. Next is industrial analytics. Now manufacturing industry, we had a lot of data earlier. we have not captured those, or if we captured, we kept it for a day or a week, and we have only seen that okay, whether it's okay, not okay type of thing, binary decision we took. Now there are tools and technology actually to capture those data and relate those data with another set of data and make sense of that. That's why this big data came in. Big data is nothing but is actually big data, which is a streaming data, is a very high volume with a great velocity. The data is coming, and unstructured data. It's not like our earlier database type of structured, which is almost like Excel tables type of things. The whatever is happening in social network, Facebook's data streaming, YouTube data streaming. Someone is talking about my company in a social network, or the my machines generating various sensor data. All those things are the data which can be consumed and kept in this type of big data database. You might have heard of Hadoop and all those things. There are many such. And on that, there are lot of progress in this artificial intelligence and machine learning. Lot of algorithms people are working. Many algorithms are freely available now. Those could be used on those data and make sense of it. Make sense of it. Okay. Like I'm sure many of you may be using Google Lens on your mobile. Okay. In a search, there is a camera type of button. That's a Google Lens. You don't understand certain flower. What is that flower? Or that plant. You just click that picture, it gives the result and tells you this is that. So it is intelligence built in. Similar type of things, companies are coming out with your welding defect, your cracks. So whatever this magnetic particle testing you're doing, or the even the radiography interpretation. Okay, so all those data can be taken and make sense, and image analytics, through image analytics, it could be talked, it could be told that whether it's okay, not okay, and all. So big use is happening on the shop floor that way. And obvious, so this is not only image processing, predictive maintenance and all. RPA I touched upon already earlier. Now, advanced manufacturing and automation, as so manufacturing industry embraced robotics long back. But that time, robotics was part of actually mechanical engineering. So when I was in college, robotics was a wow factor for my department. We used to see that robotics arm holding something, doing something. It used to be amazing thing. Now it is no more a operational technology. Now there is autonomous robot. It is being taught. If you get a if you get a barrier, move rightward, leftward, go somewhere, do this, do that. So, and not only that, it is being going to the next is cognitive robotics. Now people are talking about. So robot which can think, because autonomous things anyway, AI ML, you give a preset data to teach that robot that in this scenario, this type of things you need to do and all. And then, okay, when in a real scenario, he faces thousands of training, what he has gone through with pre-fed data, he encounters something, interprets, and it does. But in life, we know there is always a new scenario. So there is a cognitive robotics, lot of work is going on, that which can, neural neural network and all those things. Lot many research is happening, all those things happening. And this additive manufacturing, easy word we all hear about actually, the 3D printing. That is the everyday use term of this additive manufacturing. So many companies adopted this 3D printing technology for a initial POC, initial pilot product generation of making a initial parts. Because we all know in manufacturing, when we design a new product, that creating those subparts and all and jigs and manufacturing, that is a huge thing. All these industrial engineering work we need to do for engineering work, for making those jigs and fixtures to make those small parts for a pilot, which we don't know whether ultimately it will be successful or not. So many of the companies actually creating those things through using 3D printing. So in that way, even the process of new product introduction becoming very fast. And obviously different other places like medical device and all, lot many people are using that already. Smart device, again we talked about this. So many of the products whatever uh, uh, being used or being produced are smart devices now. The if the plant or the machines generators or even your lathe machines, CNC machines and all whatever we are using, many of them are smart machines nowadays. They can hundreds of parameters they can capture. They used to capture earlier also, but now those could be really with the sensors. It could be really transmitted and monitored. Maintenance could be predicted, and lot many basically overall equipment efficiency could be increased, bettered. Then wearable device, we all know the smartwatch type of things. So I talked about worker health and safety. This wearable device really saved our day. So on continuous basis, these wearables can measure the temperature, maybe oxygen level, okay, blood pressure, okay, and hazardous scenarios like mines and all. It is further more usable. And mixed reality, okay, you all have heard about metaverse. Okay, metaverse is little away. Okay, it's still hype. Maybe in retail industry, it is being they have started adopting it, but augmented reality and virtual reality is the reality. Many maintenance scenarios, okay, remote maintenance scenarios, or training the engineers to okay, for the maintenance, how a particular machine works, it is being used big way. So basically remote maintenance as well as the in-house training, it is being used. So augmented reality as well as the virtual reality. Now cyber physical system, it's nothing but cyber equivalent of physical world. So we all have seen that in a power plant there used to be a control panel with lots of lights here and there. Something is blinking green, red means bad news, but mostly green, amber and all. Now those things actually possible to create in a mobile device. A particular equipment, a particular plant, a digital twin of that plant can be made and can be seen in a mobile device, okay, and can be operated from there, can be seen that what condition it is. So that has gone, it's a huge area it has gone. Okay, again I will share some case studies on that. Like people are doing like sintering plant in a steel manufacturing industry, or even a furnace. They are making they are making a digital twin, or a reactor in a chemical plant. They are making a digital twin. And we know chemistry is okay, chemistry is always on the book, but in the real time raw material quality differs, actual pressure and temperature differs, actual chemical reaction temperature, how much temperature it produces or consumes and all differs. So with this digital twin and all, real time monitoring is possible for these different plants and things. So this is a big area. Digital thread is actually an interesting thing. It's actually keeping information of a product from its inception till end. All information can flow through it, and this is a again technology can enable it. Then last work is cybersecurity. I already talked about. So it's not only IT I have to save, whole my network I have to, because network is now huge thing. Because now my all these equipments, plants, sensors, everything is linked to network. So network security, edge. So edge, okay, edge is nothing but a small computer which is close to a sensor, the sensor which is stacked to a equipment. Because not though we know that cloud can take lots of data, at the same time it doesn't make sense to take all the data, and also that is there sitting in the internet somewhere in some data center. There will be always latency of network and all. So one thing is that we may not need all the data to the cloud in those big data environment. At the same time, when I put the sensor, I may like to take some immediate actions of closing a plant to avert a big issues or some action then and there. So I need not pass that information and wait for some algorithm to run in cloud and response comes, someone takes the initiative. So a small computing device close to that equipment, close to the sensor, which can take decision of that sensor data then and there and pass on the information further to the my data, big data or data arrows cloud. So that is the age we are talking about. So obviously you have to secure that gateway. I talked about these all sensors, all these equipments. Now it is linked to it's linked using this internet type of protocol. There are different other protocols, will not get into that. There are gateways, so through which it goes and interacts, so that we have to secure. Whole of this integration we have to secure, and obviously application, that is a no brainer. We used to secure it, we have to continue securing it. So cyber security is big area, lot of investment is going on, lot of exercise is going on. Now there is a talk and impression, you might have heard about quantum computing, which can compute just like that. What will happen when the quantum computer come, whether all our security will go loose and all. So a lot of things happening actually in cyber security area. So that means it is all the tools are available to embrace it, to secure my things, whatever we do. Now, value network side, that digitalized operation, end-to-end type of things, what different people are thinking about, okay, and how different initiatives are happening. Smart products we talk about. We'll talk about integrated supply chain. We'll talk about that smart manufacturing. These four, I have the next four slide on these four things. So we'll talk more in this next slide. Now, value lever, you see it with all those things, what companies are trying to do or what they are trying to become. So obviously they are becoming more agile, or they are intent to become more agile and efficient. When I talk about agile and efficient, is actually reduction in new product introduction life cycles. I told you how companies are using probably 3D printing technology to for this new product. So now concept is that you try a lot of things, and if you fail first. You fail first. Earlier it used to take lot of time to test a product and understand that it may not be a right suit, it's not the right thing, or consumer or market may not be ready for this product. Now there are lot many things. Think about the type of number of automobile models coming in the market nowadays every year. The mobile devices number of, we are spoiled for the choices. So think about what type of, how they will introducing this. So customer is asking that, okay, because now actually customer expectation is also moving from one industry to other industry. Okay, that is a big thing. The customer, the type of experience expecting was getting from a bank or a telecom provider, now started expecting that I should be getting similar experience from my the manufacturing company who has supplied my AC maybe. And so because of that, all these things type of thing, companies has to become agile, efficient, and come come to customer very fast. And obviously reduced cost of conversion, that is which target customer, target market we should go to, and all those type of things, very optimally, lot many things they're trying to do. And operational excellence is a no-brainer, that efficiency, cost structures, and all those things. Seamless customer experience, companies are looking for product and process innovations. Okay, new products are coming, and also the things, the services, add-on services these products are offering, wow factors. Think about the smart uh, TVs or smart our ACs. The lot many things they are giving, which many of, okay, and it's also true, many of those functionalities we are not using also, but that is also from our side, that we are not yet adopt to use those all the services. But there are huge, all younger generation, and the whole market is towards that, embracing the new technologies and new innovations. global traceability and collaboration. It is no more paper and all. There is a that this automobile company, one automobile company I'm working now with, this whole vehicle record which actually moves from in the shop floor from one point to other point, work point, and the workers write down what's the operation they have taken, whether there was inspection, not inspection, whether things are okay and not. All those things they are digitizing that. Okay, the many companies are whole of their standard operating process in the shop floor. They have digitized this with all the workflows, Excel sheet, list of values. Everything is not only in a piece of paper somewhere. It is embedded in their system and process. And then mass customization or mass personalization, it is also a buzzword, because so much information companies can gather now from the customer. They can really segment, sub-segment. It is more applicable for white goods and other type of things, and really can create that many products. Okay, that's why you see so many mobile versions, and all the models are doing good for their respective segments. Now, business model, as I told, many companies are actually changing their business model. It's product company giving a service orientation. Okay, SLA based contracts are coming out. Okay, this is the products I'm thinking, but I will charge it on a it's what value it generates. Okay, and it becomes a win-win scenario. Obviously it performs, and the manufacturer gets a certain percentage or whatever way out of that. At the same time, the customer gets the reliability and certainty. Plant or equipment operation as a service, it's a huge area. Okay, so I have a few case studies probably on that. So companies are offering that it's not only so take this product, but you can take the services. I will offer it. Or as I mentioned, that cooling as a service, chiller. They are selling chiller but offering a cooling as a service. Okay, that type of things. I have a case study where it's unthinkable. A filtration company, industrial and automobile filtration, oil filter and air filter company, which is supposed to be a low technology thing, that company has repositioned itself it as a filtration service company. They have put sensors on the filters. It's America's #1 company. I will share that thing. And sustainability obviously is a big area. So first focus obviously is a safe and secured workplace. Okay, so for the track and trace of the workers. Okay, using the training, worker health and all those types of huge focus on that. So digital technology is being embraced in big way. Then obviously energy management, emission control, carbon footprint and all is another area companies are using. So with this, I will take a pause. If there is a question, uh, then I can go to the next slide then.
Well, I will interrupt here, sir. So पिक्चर अभी बाकी है दोस्तों, बहुत कुछ स्टोर में है मिस्टर पाल के पास में. Before beginning of this session, Mr. Pal told me that I have got only 6 slides. And I was wondering, we have got so much of time and you've got only 6 slides, how it's going to work. And now I'm able to see that each slide is an ocean. And now I'm wondering how we are going to complete all the 6 slides and plus question and answer. So much of knowledge. But one beautiful thing that is happening. And my dear friends, I hope that all of you would agree and endorse my view when I say that this topic, such a complex topic, such a technical topic, and the way Mr. Paul has put it forward to us in such a simple, day-to-day understandable manner, it's superb, it's unique. I mean, people who understand technology, they will also understand it, and layman people like me, they will also understand what he is talking about. So I think it's wonderful session. So I understand you have been talking continuously for such a long time. So you also need a pause, maybe a sip of water, definitely. And our friends also, they would like to absorb so much of information you have given. They would also like to, take a pause and absorb what has been said. And then we would like to, uh, you know, listen more to you and generate our question and share all the questions to you. Meanwhile, if you can just stop sharing this slide, I want to share one slide with them for our forthcoming session. So I will do that. That will give all of us little bit of breathing time, and then we will resume with the session with another set of lot of questions and sharing. And you've been talking about those case studies. I'm sure that all of us are eager to listen to those case studies also. So here is something for all the BMA members and the guests. 8th March, which happens to be International Women's Day, we are going to have a wonderful program that is called BMA Sustainable Development Goals Conclave. And as you can see on the screen, we have galaxy of speakers, wonderful speakers. Like the session is moving today with Mr. Paul, and I'm sure that with these 4 eminent speakers, we will be having a wonderful time on that particular day. So please take a note of it. 8th March, 4:30 to 7:30, and we are going to have this conclave. Please reserve your time. Please make sure that you do attend this particular session. It will be fun. It will be full of knowledge, and that's what I wanted to share with all of you. And with that, I think, friends, all of us are refreshed, and we are once again ready to listen to Mr. Paul.
Thanks, Arun. And yeah, really, we have to check time. So let's see. Probably I'll pick certain important case studies. How to share?
Okay, again, you have to
Yeah,
just click on the share screen, green button on the bottom, and just
it is
take.
not allowing me to share now.
Is it?
Maybe you have
Okay,
to
let me check.
unshare or something.
No, sir, it should allow you because still you are co-host. It should allow.
Okay. Yeah, it has come. It has come.
Nice.
Okay. So now in the next few slides, we'll go through these few notes, and we'll very quickly go through few case studies, how actually companies are embracing there. So first one is digitalizing the operations. Okay, so it's end-to-end value chain, how companies are doing it. So representative enabling solution, if you think about, there are many, like procurement analytics, okay, maverick spend analysis, because lot of things are happening in the machine learning things and all. And earlier these analysis used to happen in Excel sheet or something like that, but now with the so much spend or so much research happening in algorithms and all those things, with AIML and all those things, all this analytics really can throw a lot many things, a trend that how who could be your best supplier, because during this again pandemic you understood not necessarily the fellow who offers you the best price is the best, who is the more sustainable and resilient supplier is probably my best. uh, Sorry, just a minute. uh, yeah, sorry. So he may be. So these are the type of things it can throw. Then PO invoice, GST reconciliation. It's many companies are using it, and that solutions are readily available with many tools available. Many companies are offering that. Again, I touched upon that. Those type of software robots are actually behind those type of things. Then operational control tower is another things which I see many companies using it, more so in the supply chain and logistics area, end-to-end visibility of that. Okay, so again, there will be different users in the operations, so different part of the operations will be visible to different player, and all the KPI linked. You have seen many industries actually digitalized their shop floor. You will be seeing digital screen there showing the different KPIs, different targets, what's happening, not happening. So all these things visible to everyone. And from that operational layer to then tactical layer, then strategic layer, a lot of dashboards and all those things, visualization is happening, and it can be people are using that. And that data is not only coming from our systems of ERP now, it is coming from the MES system, manufacturing engineering system, MES system on the shop floor. It is coming in number of sensors put in different machines. It is coming from those trucks which is taking my things out. So all those data together, these control towers are coming for different functional areas, and I see supply chain and logistics area, many companies are using it. Then multi-channel commerce, digital marketing, social analytics. Again, I think I touched upon that. This is a solutions available now. People are embracing. Then energy management solution, many companies are offering, and like in all the TCS offices are well equipped with this type of solutions. It gives the ambient experience based on the people inside the conference room, the light as well as temperature and all. So a few case studies, okay, though it is not correlated left hand side and right hand side, but overall in digitalizing operations area, a large steel manufacturers, okay. Now this, when you talk about steel manufacturer, we know it's a commodity business. So when I build a house, I buy a steel from a local retailer who may be actually a tertiary seller for the company, because it comes to a distributor, dealer, retailer, and all those type of things. But what this company did, I'm touching that B2C part, it did for other two sector also. The sector which they are fulfilling to the dealers, basically the SME sector, and the sector which they are directly dealing. But let me touch the B2C sector. What they did, they put a commerce site for the steel rubbers. Okay, for the rubbers they put the things. They put and you and me can really place order there. Okay, as if we are placing order to that company. Okay, then obviously they will get confirmation. We can pay then and there, or it can be cash on delivery. What this company is assuring, this is a brand promise making, anywhere in India, they will supply you within 72 hours. So they have not changed their supply network, or their distribution network rather. So same thing. So what they have linked that system with the dealers and retailers. So based on, they have the visibility of the dealer stock. Based on the order coming from me, they will identify that whether that retailer stock is there from through dealer, that it will go to a particular retailer, and that retailer will call me and supply it. Okay, so I am getting probably delivered from my local retailer only, but I am getting the brand promise from that company. So anything goes wrong, anything things that experience it is giving me assurance of the quality. Because what's happening, they found out that many a time retailers, mostly who are multi-brand retailers, they are pushing a different company's brand as a cheaper thing, which may be a bigger margin for them. Okay, or many a times they are unable to fulfill the requirement because of the stock out condition. So because of these, they could channel, and within 2-3 months they could have an additional 100 crores of business for this. Okay, the main crux is that reaching out directly to customers. Same thing happening for a generator company. Okay, or generally which you buy through the local retailer. They are making a promise, direct promise. Now, next one is a large crop care company. What they did is a smart factory dashboard they put. Not only the enterprise data, they took the plant data, they took the maintenance data, utility data, quality data, employee health data, finance, procurement, which is there in multiple systems. Okay, if we used to think earlier, oh, we have to be a big enterprise data warehouse, a huge project and all, it's not so. Whatever is needed for that particular KPIs, we can draw only that data, push it to a platform, and make sense out of that. So company is using that. Then this energy solution, a large retailer, I've given example of my own company. This large retailer is a Middle East based retailer. They have thousands plus stores. So what they have done, they have put a strong this energy management solution. So it's based on the people inside. Okay, the crowd inside, the temperature outside, and the day of the time, they control the light, the air conditioning, and humidification, and all those type of things. Okay, and customer experience obviously better increased, and found that company has reduced the energy bill by 10%. So not only increasing the customer experience, a better experience inside the environment, inside the store, also they have saved on the energy. So many such examples are there in this whole area. So move to the next one. It is the smart products. So most of us having experience already the smart product, we watch smart watch or smart AC and all. So here in the B2B or business scenario, servitization is the word actually that put the sensor, and whatever you are offering, that product, what it does, how can you make that as a service offering through those data. Okay, again, smart products allowing me to do remote monitoring and diagnostics, because a lot of sensors are there. We can have a direct streaming type of things, condition based monitoring. Okay, no breakdown monitoring, or even it need not be a scheduled things. Well enough, well before we can think about that. Something may go wrong. So we can take a predictive maintenance, condition-based monitoring, and then predictive maintenance. Okay. Smart machines, for all those things, smart machines people are making, which can interact between themselves as well. I talked about a dark factory once. Okay. The smart machines, even in the smart equipment in your manufacturing field, would be there. At the same time, what you are selling, those could be smart machines. And overall equipment efficiency. When I mention that as an enabling solutions, means this industry, IT industry is having a solutions ready for this type of things. You go and talk, okay, I need to implement predictive maintenance. They will come with solutions. Okay, okay, smart machines, they can give actually collaborate and brainstorm with you and see how that smart machines could be there. What all sensors could be put and all those type of things. Now, again, here earlier I talked about a particular cooling company. It's a India-based heating and heating, ventilation, and air conditioning company, industrial company. Also, it's a white good manufacturer, AC manufacturer, and all. So these people had a lot of issue, because uh, companies, they don't know where they have installed base maybe 1,000 chillers. Okay, but they don't know which one is going to break down, when they are going to get a call that, okay, please come to serve it, and which spare parts is needed. It's a huge thing, because their man management, spare part management was an issue. So what they did, actually, that was their pain point. From there they come out that why not we make our chillers smart. So on ongoing basis we'll monitor them, and they started using that as add-on services. Sir, you take it, that cooling is the service I provide you, I'll maintain that. So what happens, because of that, it can plan well, it can understand if a breakdown is approaching, it can plan that which of the parts could be made available for, it gets some time, like time. So in that way, it really saved a lot with respect to spare part inventory and a better customer experience. So 600 sub chillers at this point they have actually installed across India. Second one is again a global industrial and automotive fielder major, Donaldson, you might have heard of. It's a 60% of US market they have. So this filtration is a list of the thing comes in our mind. Okay, that air filter and all. But thing is that those huge trucks and all those things, they many a time they forget to change those type of things. They make a cross country travel and all those type of things, and only at the during breakdown they comes in and all. So their secondary market was not much. So they used to have a tie up with OEMs, and OEMs used to fit their filters with their equipment, and that's all. They never had a connect with those. So they started selling that, okay, filtration as a service. So we'll monitor your filters and preempt and services, and they have a whole network of service centers across US, and that's a big revenue stream they generated and direct connect with the end users. And third one, I'm sure many of you heard already that G has positioned itself as a software company. All these G engines, okay, fitted with hundreds of sensors. So any minor snag, it happens during the flight or something like that, destination place maintenance workers are already aware that when it lands, I need to fit it. Not only that, they have been given that augmented reality type of things I talked about. They have given augmented reality, virtual reality things. By that, they already is start doing some training that how to fix that snag. They are already ready with the spare parts. So the moment it now lands, that minor snag immediately is immediately it is things. So G is actually selling that reliability and certainty of that engines instead of just selling that engine. Same thing Rolls Royce has done. Same thing actually Cummins in US already embraced, and I'm sure in India also. India Tribini Turbine, I think it is again a G subsidiary now, G joint venture or something. They have also embraced. I'm sure many of the companies in India will embrace this now. Moving to the integrated supply chain. So, so when I'm talking about integrated supply chain, it's a demand forecasting, because we had a lot of issue with demand forecasting. India is a huge country, and all these there are rural demand and so many other things. Always our demand forecasting goes off. Okay, so marrying that demand forecasting with my sales and operation planning, with my constant base planning at the shop floor, and then obviously distribution planning, network management, and all those things. All these things can be integrated now. Okay. Now, as we know, in ERP, you can do the capacity planning only without constraint, mostly. So people are embracing more and more supply chain things to do the constraint-based planning for the production planning and scheduling now. So these solutions are readily available, uh, and people are embracing that whole supply chain and operations management. That when I'm talking about operations management, now companies are, you have heard of 3PL provider. So this is a last few years, this term is being heard in India. Earlier, it's a logistics provider. So there are 3PL providers who are managing everything. We just produce the thing, rest of the thing from there to consumer, everything they can take care. They have their own warehouse, and obviously the whole logistics and all those type of things, whole operation they are managing. Now in the supply chain also, the supply side comes into. I talked about the vendor analytics. Now these algorithms and all, people are using actually who is my more reliable and sustainable partners for supplying the things. It not necessarily the cheapest provider. So we have solutions now to manage this whole partner life cycle. So onboarding a new partner, evaluating them, not only the first time, that over a period, cyclic evaluation, giving them feedback, and linking their own ERP or manufacturing system or supply system with my system, and have the complete visibility. So this whole ecosystem is the at the right hand side. If again supply chain, if it is given to the fleet management or 3PL things, they have that open API I talked about, right? So again, those systems can be integrated with our own supply chain or logistics systems. Network optimization is a big thing now in India. Every company is rethinking their whether they need to reposition their warehouse, whether they have to retweak their distribution network, because now it is no more state boundary dependent. Okay, and real benefit of supply chain management or network optimization people can get. Same way, truckload optimization is another area. Another area is a lot of things people are doing that. And supply chain control tower, I touched upon under that operational control tower, that is being embraced, because many of the supply chain, many of the parts being subcontracted, many of the thing is in-house. So all together having a visibility and serving the customer better and making our operation more efficient, this control tower is companies are embracing big way, and those things are available. Now, industry cases, if you see, that first one is a global CPG company. So they enable demand driven supply. Okay, so demand driven supply is actually started long back, maybe some 20 years back. Walmart started this. Okay, so you have all heard those stories that Walmart actually probably never know, they don't know that basically their suppliers know better than Walmart that which product is going out and what they need to uh, supply. So directly their uh, point of sales machine, that what all getting sold and all those things is linked to their supplier. So supplier has the real time knowledge that what is getting sold and how and when they have to send the next shipment. So that type of demand driven supply chain is embraced more and more even by the CPG companies, more so in the Indian perspective, where that capturing rural demand and different demands from the different corners is really a thing uh, that way, and various cyclical area, cyclical things. Then automation of order creation, back orders, and all those things, demand forecasting. So this company really may, it's a huge implementation of supply chain from end to end. Whatever I talked about, they embraced it. And that when I talked about global, that includes their India operations also. Okay, it's a by the way, it's PNG actually. So it's a huge operations they have in India. Then again, a large Indian crop care company. So they have many plants. They have their 10 more than 10 plants. They have more 10 additional suppliers. They have 10 strategic partners whose brand they sell it. They have some uh, how many, some 8,000 dealers, I think 8,000 dealer, through them they are selling. Okay, through 8,000 dealer, I think they are touching upon some 60 to 70,000 retailers and all. So it's a huge network they had, and they had the issue of this, their demand forecasting is always off by almost at the tune of 20%. And corp business, is cyclical and gets wasted simply. So they have again implemented a fully integrated supply chain covering demand planning, sales and operations planning, supply planning, and also the different distribution planning. Okay. Then this integrated vehicle tracking. So this is you will find even the company like Fleetex and all, they are just putting a GPS device and giving a service that you can track that. But it is much beyond that. So uh, okay, think about the how our this whole vaccine for this COVID vaccine got distributed all across India. Some of you might have read that story. It's a huge story, backside story. The government of India, in collaboration with NITI and few other think tank and all, they built a digital twin of this whole supply chain. Okay, to supply these vaccines in every corner of India and tracking it. Now, vaccine supply is not supplying of just like any other thing. It needs to be in a controlled environment. So this whole thing, whole system can track the condition of that whole condition of that load. Basically, it can control that what temperature, pressure, or different other things, toxicity, what all things are there in the environment, humidity, and all those things. All these things can measure. Sensors could be put from a central control center. All those things can be monitored, and obviously time and route optimization, whether that fellow, the truck is taking a deviation. Then there are so many other things, the whether that fellow is driving rash, because if something goes wrong, they have to, self driving has to be done, and lot many things. So it's complete remote monitoring is happening also for that engine. Okay, that whether that particular engine needs servicing because it's a cross country is going. So this particular example here, it is for a metal company. So this metal company, they implemented this whole digitized logistics chain. So whole remote monitoring and diagnostics of their vehicles, that whatever is going inside, climate control, that because it's a high value things, and if humidity increases and all, certain deviation happens for that metal, and that whole real-time dashboard of that vehicle tracking, that how it is going, where it is going, and all those type of things.
So it's very wonderful going, Paul, and I hate to interrupt you here, but still I need to, because I'm sure that people are ready with a lot of questions, and we'll see how best we can deal with them. But right now, while they are getting ready with the question, while they are sending the questions to us, may I request everyone to please switch on their video so that we can have a wonderful group picture, and then we'll come back to Pal and we will see that how the remaining part of his talk and how the questions could be handled the best. So may I request everyone, please switch on your videos so that we can click a wonderful picture of all of you with a wonderful smile, and then come back to Paul. So all of us.
Sir, can you please stop sharing so I can
So Pal, if you can just click on stop sharing, please. Yeah, it is done. Thank you. Thank you. So everyone, please switch on your videos. Let's have a memorable picture with Sutirtha Pal, with his smile and your smile and my smile. Let's have a wonderful memory. Everyone, please switch it on. Lakshmi, please tell us when we are done.
Yeah, it's done, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. And before I come back to Pal, my pleasant duty to invite our president, Kavita Lagate, to speak few words, and then we will come back to Pal. So Kavita, would you like to share few words about the session today and about the session from Pal? I guess I'm not able to reach to her. So first of all, Pal, this was a wonderful session. Lot of information, load of information that has come through. I'm sure that people are eager to get more and more. There are few questions that has already come up. There are few questions that will be coming up, but we are like running short of time. So may I request everyone to send us the questions? And is it okay, Pal, if we forward those questions to you and
Absolutely.
we get your answers, and when we give it back to them, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So
I love to remain connected. Absolutely.
yes.
It will be my pleasure.
So the kind of question which I've got is that what about the cost part? Technology is so good, but what about the cost? Then there is a question: what is the difference between blockchain and digital thread for traceability, and lot many other questions. So we are going to collate and send it to you, and we would await your responses so that everyone is further educated on that. Meanwhile, thanks a lot from all of us at BMA for this wonderful session. I was totally engrossed, lot of knowledge, lot of information, and one thing that makes me realize is there is a lot in this field to do, and what we are doing is actually a very small portion of it. It's like a drop in the ocean. So a lot of opportunity for all of us. Indians are good at this particular technology. So I think a wonderful future time ahead. And for you, Sutirtha Pal, it will be a lot of responsibility also for you, because you need to teach people like us. You need to teach technology people so that we can actually make the best use of it. And I'm sure that you are there for all of us.
Yeah, thank you, Varun. So many kind words. again, it's not teaching, it's sharing the things. I learn from
Yes.
you, and we share all the things. Okay. And
Yeah.
as you know, before that session, we were talking about that learning has democratized now. All informations are there. We need to find out what to learn, basically.
Yes. Yes.
And all the information is available to learn. Okay.
Yes.
So it is a
But
pleasure. It's a pleasure
but
to
we
be
need
part.
someone like Sutirtha Pal to tell us that so much is in the store, so that we are motivated to go back and make that learning happen. So thank you
That,
very much, and we
thanks a
would
lot.
love if
Thanks a lot.
there is any opportunity where we can invite you once again for much deeper session where we can dive
Sure,
still
sure.
deeper in each aspect of it. So thank you very much.
That's a
BMA is
great.
indebted to you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Arun. Thanks a lot. Thanks a
And
lot.
with this, with everyone's permission, may we close the meeting for now. And once again, reminding you that a wonderful session is going to come up on 8th. So please ensure that you are there and you attend this session on Sustainable Development Goals Conclave on 8th March, 4:30 to 7:30 is the time. And on the screen, I'm hopeful that you are able to see the galaxy of wonderful speakers who are going to talk to all of us. So please be there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Arun, and thank you. Thanks to BMA. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. Thank you.